What is going on, YouTube? White here. Finally, video game room tour. People have been asking about it for pretty much as long as this channel's been around, and I'm going to do it right now. Start of 2015 is a nice little milestone. Hopefully, within the next year, this game room's going to be renovated, particularly the floor, and it's going to be downsized. Some stuff's going to be downsized, and some stuff is going to be added to. I'm going to have some decision making to make in the next couple months. Basically because space is running out rapidly. So we'll get started. You guys can finally see this room in its entirety. We'll start over here. TV, monitor. I don't know if you can see that, the light's in the way. The monitor is where I play modern games, first-person shooters, anything that needs a lot of finesse and technical ability. The TV is where I play more of my retro games and like single-player, modern-day games. Underneath here, we should have a bunch of stuff, some Wavebirds, an N64, a bunch of controllers. I hope this video turns out good. The GoPro screen goes black after like 5 seconds, which is kind of stupid, I think. 360 titles down there. This chair is just the fines chair. It's where fines from out the week go until the pickup video goes up. So no one actually sits in this chair ever. It just holds video games. Kind of pointless, I agree, but got to have a place to put my finds. We'll jump into, I think, the pride of my collection. Probably my favorite part, at least, is these DS and 3DS games. I consider it all just kind of one system, but the DS and 3DS part of my collection is awesome. I love it. Starting off with Animal Crossing, unopened, Bravely Default, some Castlevania games, Chrono Trigger, a handful of Legend of Zelda games, Fire Emblem, Metroid, I just got that recently, Mario Kart on 3DS and Mario Kart on DS, a couple Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga games in the mix, and then every Pokemon game, I believe, to come out on the DS or above, as far as base Pokemon titles. Obviously, not. I don't have all the mystery dungeons or whatever, but even the Alpha and Omega, Ruby, Sapphire over there, brand new, added to my collection the last couple weeks. Moving down, handful of Mario games. I love Mario 64 DS, by the way. I mean, that game on the handheld especially, I just love playing it still to this day. WarioWare and a Pokemon Platinum. This is just an empty case. I'm looking to sell that, actually. I don't know what that's doing in the collection. I have the game up here somewhere, right here, complete. So just going to sell that case. Pokemon cases sell for a lot. And then down here, some complete in box Game Boy Advance games, kind of thrown off into the side, and then Soul Silver and Heart Gold, the huge bulky boxes are down there. The actual games are up here, but the bulky boxes are going to sit down there. And probably one of the favorite pieces of my collection, Silver complete in box. Absolutely love that. I should have it somewhere to display it. Even though my collection is mostly Nintendo, have to have the Halo nod, Halo 3 Special Edition, whatever. The helmet came with the games and stuff inside. Really cool thing. Halo 3 Xbox 360. Got that at a garage sale. I think I paid $10 or something. It's red ringed, but still it's a really cool piece to have for pretty cheap. And then Master Chief cut out. Do not remember where I got him. I got him right when Halo 4 came out back in 2012. A couple posters back here. It looks like another Halo poster. Moving on. We got complete in box Game Boy Advance SP, which is my favorite system of all time, period. I absolutely love it. And then the Game Boy Micro, which I think is a stupid system. If you disagree, you might be right. I might be right. Who knows? I just don't like the Game Boy Micro a whole lot, but still got it complete in box just because it's part of the history. A ton of original Nintendo games. In no order. Since I've moved into this house, I have focused primarily on fixing up the backyard, renovating the backyard, and then secondary has been the living room. The game room was just kind of thrown together, and these games here are not in alphabetical order. Some of them are, but the NES and Super Nintendo games here are not. I'll point out a few of the highlights, if you will. Contra right there in the middle. Mega Man, should have Mega Man 1, 2, and 3 throughout. Mega Man 1 down there, that's a good game to find, like a $50 game. Got that at a yard sale for like something ridiculous like $3 a year ago or so. Flintstones, not the expensive one. RC Pro-Am, Destiny of an Empire. You can see some of the like third-party non-Nintendo games floating around right here in the middle. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, arcade game, I believe. King's Knight, Snake, Rattle and Roll. Bunch of games. A lot of these games I have never played. Contra over there in the corner. One of the ones I have played, obviously. So, a bunch of Nintendo games. One day I will set about putting these in order, but I just keep putting it off. I'm very lazy. I'm not going to let anyone. Let's jump down to the Super Nintendo games here as my phone continues to explode. Mid-video, of course. Again, not in any order. These are more of the run-of-the-mill Super Nintendo games. I have the really good ones. You guys will see those in a minute off to the side. But F-Zero, we've got an X-Men game over there. Doom, I love that red Doom. $20 game or so, really cool game. I just love that it sticks out and it's red. Kirby's Avalanche. What else is cool here? Super Mario All-Stars. Feel like I have that complete in box. I should probably go ahead and sell that. No point in having 2 copies of it. Super Mario World. And yeah, that's it. Again, the special ones are kind of off to the side. F-Zero over there, a must-have. And then some generic N64 games. If you guys don't have these cases, you need to order these things immediately. N64, obviously you have to have these cases because the games do not have the end labels to read, so storing them is a bitch if you don't have these cases. I pick up these cases, put the games right inside of them. Again, these are just generic ones. We'll get to the good ones in a minute. But Glover, Excitebike. Excitebike was one of my first kind of open world games where you can go do whatever you wanted, and man, that was awesome at the time. Rampage, fun games to play with your buddies. And War Gods over there at the end. Looks like these are in order. So I did do one thing right. We'll jump into the centerpiece of the collection, starting at the top. Complete in box GameCube, complete in box Nintendo, and complete in box N64. I traded away my complete in box Super Nintendo like an idiot for a factory sealed Pokemon Stadium 2. Probably not a smart trade, but cool to have a factory sealed game regardless. I figured I'd find another one. I still have not. So someday complete in box Super Nintendo will be added up there to the mix. Special edition Mario DS Lite, the Mario bobblehead that came with GameCubes, I think at Target. My favorite model of the Game Boy SP, the NES. It must have been 20th anniversary. Correct me if I'm wrong. Gold Game Boy Advance, I found that at a yard sale, which is weird because it's a Japanese exclusive. So, bizarre thing to find. And then the empty box over here for my current 3DS XL. 3DS XLs are a bitch to have because you get one and then 3 weeks later a new model comes out and you want that. But I've stuck with my A Link Between Worlds one, and it's still the one I use to this day. I'm going to have to get rid of Mario here because he's constricting the view a bit. A handful of complete in box Super Nintendo games. Again, it appears in no particular order. Obviously, this is RoboCop vs. Terminator. I could tell that box anywhere. Donkey Kong Country Trilogy. Spanky's Quest. Final Fight. Spanky's Quest, Yoshi's Island. A funny story about those two. Probably my favorite find, maybe ever, because those two survived at a garage sale with a system for something like $25 for 6 hours at a garage sale. No one bought these two. It was absolutely ridiculous, and I'll probably never ever get rid of these two just because of how cool that memory was that when I drove to that store or that garage sale and ended up buying those. A handful of factory sealed Super Nintendo games here and here. Obviously Vegas Stakes, it's not going to be worth anything. There's my complete in-box Mario All-Stars, so I will sell that other copy. I'm glad I did this video to find that out. Mario Kart, Player's Choice, unfortunately. Probably my favorite game in my entire collection, Super Metroid, complete in-box. Man, what is there to say about that game besides it's perfect? To this day, it's still easily one of my favorite games to pick up and play. Star Fox back there. A golf game. We're back. Kind of junky titles. Moving down, NES games. Probably clear some shelf space and put these on their own respective area. get them off my Nintendo 64 games. 3 Legend of Zelda games. I have the original Zelda one and then the like player's choice. I don't know which one's which, but 2 of these are obviously the same, and then the Adventures of Link is over here. Castlevania 3, probably the highlight for the complete in box games. Pretty cool game to have. And a lot of these I got at a Goodwill for really, really cheap way back in the day, so that was a cool find. Mario 64, one of my first big finds ever. Craigslist, I got all those for, I gave a Pokemon game and a DS or something, I believe. Star Fox 64 in one of those big bulky boxes. Same thing with Pokemon Stadium. Mario Party 1. Both Zelda games on the N64 must-haves in your collection. Factory Sealed Rayman, Factory Sealed Pokemon Stadium 2, Mario Party 1 over there, Donkey Kong Country over at the end. Can't tell what's behind Link over here. He's being a jackass. Tarzan, the movie game. Look like that's Factory Sealed as well. Second favorite system to collect for, GameCube, kind of the secondary pride of my collection behind DS. Just a lot of big, awesome titles on this. Eternal Darkness, probably my favorite survival horror game of all time. Kirby's Air Ride, really, really underrated. Everyone thinks Mario Kart, but man, I think it's a really good game and definitely holds its own against Mario Kart. A ton of Zelda games on the GameCube. Let's see, Ocarina of Time Collector's Edition. I think this came with a system as an inbox item. Four Swords Adventures, Ocarina of Time, another one. Bonus game, I don't know what that is. Twilight Princess, always look for this on GameCube. I think it's better than the Wii version by a long shot. And then, of course, Zelda, mint condition. I love this game to death. I don't care what anyone says. I think everyone has grown up and likes it now. No one complains. I remember when it got launched, though, everyone was whining about cel-shaded graphics. Sorry, guys, I'm a bit under the weather. Mario Kart, probably the 1 millionth copy I found of this. As a result, this one's like mint condition. It's impossible to improve upon. And this one has the bonus disc, which is kind of a cool thing. I think it came with a demo or something. Cool for a collector, though. Mario Party 5, 6, 7. Mario Power Tennis. Metroid Prime. Paper Mario. Pikmin 1. Pikmin 2 got traded to someone for something. That's one of those I'm looking for. Pokemon Coliseum. Pokemon Gala Darkness. The Resident Evil remake, fantastic game. If you haven't played it, pick it up immediately. Resident Evil 4 on the system it was made for, awesome. Super Smash Bros. Melee, another game that is probably as close to new as possible because I've found so many damn copies of this game in my life. Probably sold 20 copies of this game, and it sells for $20 a piece. So I've made $50 now. I've made a ton of money on that game, and I have a mint condition copy. Tales of Symphonia, and the sequel to Wave Race that I didn't even know existed until I found it at a yard sale. So, pretty cool game. It's exactly like the first one. Moving down into the bottom of the shelves, we've got a top loader, a bunch of controllers, PS2, more controllers. I love that Spice Orange controller, and then I don't know what it's called. The Super Nintendo, the mini Super Nintendo. It has a model number. I forgot what it was. It's like 101 or something. Oh, I'm dying. I'm gonna have pneumonia. And then moving over to random assortment of stuff. PS1 games. Just started collecting these 6 months ago or so, so it's a very weak collection. I have some top loader or some long box copies down below. I'll show you those in a minute too. Resident Evil Director's Cut. Another Resident Evil Director's Cut. I wonder what the difference between those two is. Resident Evil 2. Legend of Legia, whatever. Legend of Dragoon. I don't think this is complete. And a Space Jam game I'm kind of excited to play. I've been told it's similar to NBA Jam. Moving on to the good N64 games. They deserve their own boxes, their own little aisle here. Banjo-Kazooie and Tooie, Jet Force Gemini, Kirby, Killer Instinct, Mario Party 3. What the heck? Don't I have that complete in box? No, I don't. I just have 1 and 2 complete in box. So there's Mario Party 3. Mario Tennis, Paper Mario, Super Smash Brothers, Must Have, Rogue Squadron, Shadows of the Empire, Gauntlet's Legacy. Those are kind of my I'm not going to say the most expensive or anything. They probably are, but these are the ones that I'm going to be reaching for a lot to play, so they're right here. Same thing with these down here. ActRaiser 1 and 2 on the Super Nintendo. Contra 3 Alien Wars. Earthbound, which is upside down. Amateur. Super Mario RPG, rather. Secret of Mana. Chrono Trigger. And favorite game ever, Zombies Ate My Neighbors. Man, you got to play this game if you haven't. It's such a fun 2-player game to play with your buddies. Hopping into the Wii games. Wii collection's a little bit weak. I don't like Wii games too much. I feel like so many of them are meant for like 5-year-olds, but I have some of the kind of necessary ones. Skyward Sword, another Twilight Princess, Mario Brothers, both the Mario Galaxy games, which are fantastic platformers if you haven't played them. Mario Kart, Mario Party 8, Okami, a remake from a PS2 game, I believe. Monkey Ball, Banana Blitz, WarioWare game on the Wii. That's kind of a surprising one. Super Smash Bros. Brawl, Wii Sports Resort, and then a Namco Museum game. Hopping into the long box titles, Mortal Kombat 3, Ridge Racer, and then this is kind of the expensive one of the lot, the Raiden Project. Just Raiden 1 and 2, I believe, but it's a pretty damn expensive game if I remember. It's like 60, 70, 80 bucks. Return Fire, addictive game. Got this at the yard sale as well. Kind of beat up, but the disc works fine. Warhawk, and then Kill Leak, the DNA Imperative. Jumping into the PS2 games, Haunting Ground, Shadow of Rome, God of War, Dark Watch, Spyro. Haunting Ground, unfortunately, is going to be leaving my property in a matter of days, thanks to me having a big mouth on giveaways. That is it for the game collection. Down here, Aladdin poster competes with my Lion King poster depending on how my mood is. And Xbox 360 games, Xbox One, Wii. I think that's pretty much it for my collection. Again, I will be filtering out some titles and I will be filtering in some new stuff when the game hunting season picks back up, which is going to be March or April of this year. Tucson does not get cold during the winter, but the game hunting certainly chills off a little bit when it's cold. Just like the rest of the country, obviously we don't have blizzards or anything, but yard selling and stuff is not too popular up until April or so, which is when it picks up for everyone else. So that is it for the video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed it, and I will be back with Fanta in the near future for more game hunting videos. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good one.